chapter 6, we read of the busyness of the disciples traveling with Jesus. Here are Mark's words. The apostles gathered around Jesus and told him all that they had done and taught. He said to them, "Come away to a deserted place all by yourselves and rest a while." For many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat. Have you had days like that? So busy that you haven't had time for lunch or dinner? I place a very high premium on eating, so it is rare that I would find myself in such a state, but it has happened. Jesus' reply to the apostles shows he was sensitive to the importance of balancing work with leisure and rest. Later on that day, Mark tells us that Jesus himself withdraws from the crowd to go up to a mountain to pray, after feeding a great crowd with 5 loaves and 2 fish. There is a Latin phrase which is prominent in Benedictine teaching. The phrase is ora et labora. It means pray and work. While attending a retreat at the Benedictine monastery in Schuyler, Nebraska, a wise monk shared a story with me about his early novice days. His abbot wrote that phrase on the whiteboard and asked his students which of those 3 words was the most important. Being novice monks, several were quick to respond with the word pray. The abbot shook his head and said no. Confused, some of the monks thought the abbot must be a hard taskmaster, and they responded, work. Again, the abbot shook his head and said no. Finally, the light bulb went on for one novice who raised his hand and said et, the word for and. The abbot smiled and nodded in the affirmative. Balance. Our society has a hard time with this. It can be a badge of honor to declare oneself to be a workaholic. But today's lectionary reading also contains Psalm 62. The psalmist repeatedly declares, "For you alone my soul waits in silence." If you don't make time for silence, solitude, and rest, you will miss the greatest connection of all. So remember the key word in ora et labora. It's et.